My name is Rob Fry. I'm the CTO of Jaska, a cybersecurity startup doing SOC automation out of Austin, Texas. Before that, I spent 8 years at Netflix. Having my prior experience working at Netflix and leveraging both these types of tools to help do both automation but also the big data side, there was a correlation between the SOAR platforms and the SIEM platform. As we started to go down that path, a big relationship for us started with Demisto, where we were doing a lot of the front-end processing of the data, giving the customer confidence around what was happening in their environment in order to be able to kick off the playbooks inside of Demisto to provide the value for the customer from both companies. If you look at one of the #1 problems in security right now, there's not enough people. The second problem then is that there's not enough people. CISOs will tell you that they're not getting enough value from their security stack. That's been helped recently with APIs and the ability for vendors to integrate with each other in the source space, but it's still not enough. I think inside the security industry, one of the key things there is that we're moving toward, and have been moving toward big data. It started around the mid-2000s, the veracity of the attacks that were actually coming in versus your ability to actually collect it. And then the number of services, the number of people, the number of devices that were actually coming into networks. And the volume of the data has increased exponentially since then. The tool set, the convergence in the technology in order to be able to not just look at that data, but store that data. Everything that we have right now, it's about the SIEM, it's about the log management, it's about storing and searching. The challenge with that is that it's never going to cease. I sat down with a dozen threat analysts and gave them different types of malware and started to look at their decision making. And what was interesting about that was, even though they didn't use the same tools or go in the same order, pretty much all of them were trying to do the same thing. In today's world, with the volume of information that's coming in, the number of attacks that are coming in, it's not really possible to do that. You start to get into the gaps of how many alerts are coming in versus how many that you can actually evaluate. But if you say that's true, but that you can also automate it, there's a high potential there in order to augment the security person, not replace them, but actually make it easier. Once you achieve the technical accomplishment of visibility, what you then provide to security teams is the ability to understand their network better. And so your ability to have visibility into your network and understanding through automation of what's happening and why it's happening with full context is one of the next major achievements for security.